La Niña refers to the cooling of surface waters in the equatorial Pacific Ocean. Traditionally, it is associated with generous monsoons. However, climate change is altering these patterns, leading to growing uncertainty, including the possibility of harsher winters and heightened risk for vulnerable communities. As population density rises and resources shrink, urban centers face the greatest amount of climate stress. Smart, climate-resilient city planning is more urgent than ever. Shilpa Kumar explains the need for climate-right infrastructure and the need for budgeting for climate change at the state level.
There is also the question of not state capacity at the country level, but state capacity at a state level and sometimes at a city level as well. How does that reflect into the work that you're doing?
That's really a very big question, right? Because in the end, we are a federal structure.
Yeah.
And I think the ambition of the central government in terms of policy, kind of suggesting things is there. But then in the end, it is really for the states to execute. And therefore, the role of states is super important in this climate journey. I would say even more important, just given the fact that, bulk of our population is going to be living in cities. Even more important is the role of cities.
Yeah.
Because that's where I would say really the maximum conflict between growth, human and ecosystem kind of comes to the fore, right? Because there's a pressure on all kinds of resources and therefore we absolutely need to solve for what happens in the city. The second thing is, just reflecting again on the fact that cities are going to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's where all the big infrastructure is also getting built.
Absolutely.
And therefore, if the climate right infra is not done, you actually will be stuck with then, infrastructure which you can't do anything about and which will weigh down on the environment footprint of the city for a very long time to come.
Yeah.
And therefore, what happens with cities is as important as what happens with states. I'm kind of encouraged, we saw work which was being done, for example, by the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, where they actually started looking at climate budgeting.
Right.
Trying to see what footprint every part of the budget really had for climate. Also encouraged by things we've seen in Orissa, which, as you know, is a cyclone-prone state. The way they have actually introduced climate budgeting and kind of try to reflect, how resilient infrastructure at a state level should be and how they can bounce back from, disasters like cyclones. Kerala has done something similar. So I think the idea is as states also evolve, I think very important to see how they execute on it.
Catch our latest episode of Decoding Impact to learn how finance powers climate solutions and the role of DFIs in driving this momentum.